funny as shit.
Aaron, you got to shape up,
Yeah, bro, I got a good little shape up. You know what I mean? Got
bro.
to keep the beard nice and thick, bro.
The beard looking better and better. I could have sworn you were one of those guys back in the day who said you should not have facial hair on stage.
Bro, I was. I was literally one of the ones who was like, bro, do not get on stage with fucking facial hair. But something happened. Literally something happened, bro. And I got a message, and from my girl got a message, was like, no, he needs to keep the beard. So again, when I went to the road to the Pittsburgh, and I talked to Tyler, and I was like, I know what the criteria says: nice, clean, blah blah blah. But what do you think about me keeping the beard? And he was like, keep it. It looks good on you. So
That,
from there, I was like, let's get it.
even that shows growth. I thought they would want like a clean cut superhero looking motherfucker to represent, but that's what I'm talking about. Like I remember.
At the end of the day, it's also it's groomed. You know what I mean? It's not where it was
Mhm.
bushy, or it's not clean, or I didn't present it as a ugly or a weird look. You know what I mean? It was still presentable. That's where I think not even a misunderstanding, but people are afraid to rock the beard just because of, well, what if,
Yeah, so
but
you said it perfectly, and I always say you should present the best look of you, right? So whatever that
yes.
is, I'm not saying you should have everything grown out like crazy, but if it's cleaned up, cut, it doesn't matter whether you have a facial hair or not.
Come
Chris,
on, bro. We grown ass men. You know what looks fucked up and not. Come on, like if you don't understand that, then
people,
something wrong, really wrong with you.
yeah, I think people need to simplify it. Like they say, men's physique is one of the pretty boy divisions. So look fucking pretty, look good. Like,
Right. And this is again for my African American men out there, the guys with the dreads, that just make it look pretty. Cause I see some guys who do the high ponytail or some crazy
yeah,
shit, but just to make it presentable. You know what I mean? It's of course it's our culture. We do braids and all this other shit that we do, but you just have to make it presentable. Not saying, oh, you got to cut it off, or you got to have a fade or whatever the case may be, but it needs to be presentable. You got to make it look a certain way.
Chris,
Again, you up here trying to be the face of the IFBB, and you coming up here with one ponytail here and one ponytail here and
you ever
dreads,
see you,
bro. That's not gonna work.
you ever see
It's
that
not gonna work.
you ever see that movie Don't Be a Menace when you're in South Central while you're drinking your juice in the hood? That boy used to have all that crazy
Yeah.
hair. um,
Yep.
Chris, have you ever do you think that there would ever be a situation where somebody's either facial hair or hair in general will actually hold them back from winning a show?
I mean, yeah, if it's all jacked up. So we have a guy locally here. His name is Dustin. He's actually going out to the show. There's a master show here in a week, next weekend. No, I'm not making fun of him. No, he's a good player. He does open too, so he's good. He's good. He places good
But you
decently.
can't, every time I hear you and Masters,
It's
But no, no,
hilarious,
no. He
bro.
had like a Osama bin Laden beard on stage,
Oh,
and he just got out of the military. So I totally get it. You haven't been able to shave for forever. Like he just went all out. And then, dude, he came back to the next show, did a clean cut, kind of like Aaron did, like he like shaved it down, but still had like a little bit of stubble look, like very
yeah.
short.
shut up.
And dude, looked amazing.
Which that's
And
what I might, and it was crazy. I might do that for the O. I'm not gonna do like a real thick beard, but I'm gonna do like a nice shadow beard. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so again, it's the presentable look, and we know the Mr. Olympia is just one of those stages to where again it's the professionalism and what they. I mean, if I want to be put on a box, or a magazine or X, Y, and Z, I'm gonna come presentable. Not saying this isn't presentable, but I just want to make it more of a cleaner look as well.
Let me
may I
ask
tell
you
you
this.
about the Chris Bumstead story, Alex, where I was in the Las Vegas Athletic Club back in, this was before he won his first Olympia. So this was whenever he got second. It was probably like what, 2018, 2019. I'm
Yeah.
taking the piss, right? Taking the piss, and I look to my left, and it's Ian, his brother. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, I'm pretty sure Chris is outside the bathroom. So I go outside the bathroom, and he's standing there, and he has all facial hair, right? And I'm like, hey, I was like, you're gonna keep the mustache. I go, if you keep the mustache, I guarantee you win the Olympia. I go, you have to have it to win the Olympia. He's like, well, I talked to Steve, and Steve says a clean look. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, do the mustache. I'm telling you, bro. Shows up to that show, clean shaved off. And I'm like, bro, second place right then. So I saw him the year after, and I was outside. I was with Terrence that time. I was at the Olympia with Terrence, and he comes walking up, and I had my big Olympia poster. I was getting everyone to sign. And I was like, dude, I was like, you remember me from the Las Vegas Athletic Center? I was like, I gave you one tip to win the Olympia, and you couldn't do it. And I go, that's funny because this year you have a mustache. And I go, what place did you get? And that was the first Olympia he won. So
basically,
I would say
you're the reason for all of Chris's success. Basically.
That's why I tried telling him, dude. I was like, I gave you the secret sauce, and you didn't want to take it, dude.
Oh shit! All right, let's jump into this, dude. We have quite a few shows to go over. I feel like,
bro, 4 or 5. It felt like it was like 7 shows this past weekend. Like what?
I got attacked on my YouTube channel because I couldn't cover all the shows.
Bro, it was crazy how many shows that I seen pop up.
Yeah, but I want to go over a few here, but this is the top 6 at the Optimum Classic. This is a special. Both of the shows this weekend were special to me, bro. I won in 2022, qualifying for my first Olympia, and then the second one was the Optimum Classic, which was my redemption show, and got me back on track, and again qualified for the Olympia. So I want to quickly start. Well, actually, let me give a quick shout out to Skinny Macho to start. This man looked insane, dude. And he has such a unique physique. Someone threw something my way, and I had to think on it for a little bit. He said he has a physique similar, or at least a structure similar to Jeremy Buendia. Do you guys see that?
Where?
The bubbliness up top.
Like Skinny Macho right here.
Mm.
I see denser abs. Denser abs.
I see it in the torso. You know what I mean? I think I see it in the torso.
Where?
You don't see like what up, Drew?
Oh.
What's up, guys?
You don't see like the Jeremy Buendia-esque look in the torso bubbliness?
You know what I think it is? He has really full arms and a long torso, almost like how a lot of Asian guys look.
Yeah.
You notice like they're very bubbly on the chest and full arms, and just with the really small waist, longer torso. That's where I'm kind of seeing the similarities, but he still has a very different physique.
Yeah, I don't see the Jeremy.
There's similarities, but
I see Corey.
I don't see it.
I see Corey Morris more. You don't see that either?
Corey Morris effect from the waist to shoulder ratio, yeah, but
I think he's a unicorn, bro. I haven't seen a shape like his.
Yeah,
I was showing him to Maria this morning because he popped up and it was his routine, and I was saying this guy literally has everything. It's just conditioning, and there's very few guys in the league that have literally everything that only lag one thing, and that's the conditioning. He has a structure, the size, the symmetry, the fullness. He's complete front to back. He has the legs, the calves, everything's in sequence. The only thing is that muscle maturity and that grainy detail. And also another thing that would affect him, I would say, if it came down to it, is height, just because he is a shorter guy. A lot of the guys at the Olympia, they have the height on him with a very
a lot of space
structure. Yeah.
So do you think? So I know what you're saying. Like, he doesn't take up a lot of space on stage. Like, if you look at him by himself, he is like complete. There's nothing that he's necessarily not missing. I do think.
Yeah, but you also got to understand there's 3 guys in this lineup: number 2, number 3, and number 2, number 4, number 5. They're all guys that are right at 6 foot.
Yeah. Well, I don't think.
They also lag in certain areas. So it's the least amount of weaknesses. And with Dallas's conditioning hung with everybody there, he just had the fullness,
true. I mean,
shape.
at the end of the day, it's every taller guy is going to lack in some place. When I first hit the gates, 2021, grow your chest. You got small arms. Oh, he got little legs. Da 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 da. That would until we.
But once you get it all together,
fill it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I would say
again,
the taller guys. It's almost like skiing. It's easier to ski, but it's harder to master skiing. It's easier to start, but it's harder to master. When it comes to snowboarding, it's harder to start, but it's easier to master. I feel like for men's physique, the taller guys, it's harder to start, but once you
sugar-free though
frame, it's going to be really hard to beat you. If you have that structure, you have the amount of muscle that sits on top of the frame, it's going to be really hard to beat you. You might have a slower start, unless you have like an Aaron. You'll have a slower start, but when you finally get there, I think things are really going to be able to. You're going to stand out more on stage, and a lot of that is with the present. because when you're a skinny guy
Yeah.
on stage, like no matter how tall you are, that doesn't mean anything. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, nothing.
But Drew, do your thing. Start off with top six.
Yeah, so you had IFBB Pro Cho, who looked really, really good. I think this is his best package. Conditioned, I think he obviously just needs a little bit more size in his chest, especially compared to the other guys. Like Dallas is very similar in height with him. Cho did
Wait,
have
who
better
had him
conditioning.
Wait,
Hey, no,
Wait,
is
wait,
this one
who had him winning? Who had him
Travis?
winning?
wait.
I think I had him second. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean,
Wait,
he has
hey,
a
was this
really,
one
really
Travis
dope
did?
look.
He
No,
does
he has
look
a
good.
good look, but that's what I'm saying. It was just going up against. I know it was a smaller
Same
show.
height as
There's no
Dallas, and look at the
no
difference in fullness.
crazy names in there, but there's still guys where
Yeah, yeah. Wait, did he end in the middle for finals? That's weird. Yeah, look, you got second place here, third place here. I don't know why
See,
he
they
ended.
just got the scorecard wrong. That's why.
That's all he. That's it. But
I do see a lot of similarities as far as like the height, I mean, there's a
yeah,
fullness discrepancy, but even with the legs and whatnot, the way that they pose, they have a lot of similarities. Dallas is just way more
they best
developed than
friends.
just the muscle.
his
They're
back,
best
Yeah.
friends.
his back isn't that bad either. He has the erectors, just a little bit more
It's
detail,
not. It's
a little
just
bit more
detail and
thickness.
conditioning.
Dude's gonna be a
He
problem.
has the muscle bellies. That's the biggest thing because that's genetic, and he
Right.
has it. He's very complete. He has everything that he needs. He's just filling it out with time. And with the shorter, structured guys, he's going to fill out pretty quickly as long as he just keeps sticking to it. Especially in the chest, he knows his angles. He knows his poses. It's just nailing the what he needs to improve on in the off season.
Yeah, shout out to his coach too, John Ballard. I know they just got started having a pros competing in a top five and trying to learn his body so quickly. I'm sure it's not easy, but he brought a good package. All
Yeah.
right, and then coming in fifth place, we have Barack King. Didn't Barack compete at the Olympia a few years back?
Yeah, he qualified on
he was
points.
on a streak. He was on a streak a couple years ago.
Oh, he ran
I think he did the most
gauntlet.
shows in a single season. I think
Yeah.
it was around like 18 or 19. I believe Johnny Sebastian coached him.
Yeah,
I forget exactly who coached him, but I remember talking to, I think it was Johnny Sebastian. He was telling me, he goes, he ran the gauntlet and, he was always in that top five. Just, it seems like he's not really improving year to year. I mean, as far as detail and whatnot, but you could see in certain poses that he hits, specifically the front pose, his chest definitely needs to come up. His shoulders need to round out a little bit more. I think even bringing up the arms would balance out even more of that taper. I did like his hand on hip, but he needs to stop flexing his chest when he does that because see how it kind of looks like a triangle. It starts to get that edge on it. I don't like the arms down because I think it takes away from just the flow of his physique because his shoulders are very dominant. Great core, great abs. I mean, it's just there's small things that he could
was
definitely improve on.
But what's crazy, the last two shows he did, he wasn't contracting his core the way he did at this show. So his core
Yeah.
actually looked way better.
His core looked
in this show
wicked.
than his previous.
His core looked good on that
previous
screen,
showing.
bro.
I think he does work with George Farah actually now. I think he
Same
does.
thing with the back that as Cho had. It's just a little bit shallow. He has the muscle bellies, he has the insertions, he has like that traditional back that where if you draw a line down it, it's very symmetrical and even, lower lat insertions all the way to pretty much the hip, it just filling it out. And he's a bigger guy in person too. I remember competing with him at San Francisco.
Okay, go
I
back,
think this
go
is
back, Joe. Let me
2022.
let me tell y'all something, guys. Y'all know I'm gonna pick up on posing, right? I'm gonna pick up the posing. Why are you not standing in that box?
Oh,
Why? Why are you not standing in that box?
Further away from the judges.
So you're not even getting the correct look at all. The lighting
Everybody
is
else
where
is
that
in the box,
is.
yeah.
oh, there he goes. He backs up into it a little bit.
Still, he's not in it. He's not in the middle of it.
He's
I
not.
would go
he's
right
not.
to the
I would
front end
I
of
would
the
go to the
box.
Bro,
front. You go right
I'm
to
in
the
the
Right.
front of
Like
that
God
box every
really saw it.
time. Every time. That is again. That's another posing error.
Yeah,
Like
And
that.
another
That
thing,
you have to be on that.
another thing that people I don't know, there's a lot of people that watch this that may know and not know, but when you're in that lineup, there's usually Tyler Mannion or Steve yelling at everybody to get back on the line, because when you look at pictures, if you're above that line from a picture standpoint, the guy that's ahead of everybody is going to appear a lot bigger. But at the same time, when everybody's on stage and giving elbows and whatnot, you don't ever want to be behind somebody else's arm to where you're not getting a fair look. Take that step back until one of the head judges tell you, hey, listen, get back on the line and reset. And then you just kind of go with the flow of that, because you want that look. Everybody's prepping for, 16, 20 weeks, whatever it may be. And, you get on stage and, it's like it kind of goes out the window. You want to show that hard work that you put in and present it the correct way. So another thought, get in that box. Like Aaron said,
it's crucial.
It's there for a reason. It's where the light hits you. All this lighting, when Goko goes to shows, he literally goes on stage himself.
Guess who did the show? Guess who did the lighting?
Goko.
Is it Goko? And he tests it. So it's a specific spot. When you're in the gym and there's good lighting and you're trying to okay, step back, step forward, you step back,
Bro,
and then it's like you're playing with pictures. That's how it is on stage.
Drew, do you remember Chicago Pro? They literally asked us all to take step forward and backwards to try to find the good lighting. If it wasn't for Drew's inside out conditioning, I'm telling you guys right now, everybody in the entire lineup would have looked bad. He made us all look bad, but everybody.
It still didn't do justice from the photo. Chicago Pro always was known for the worst lighting. And I think they always just used the same exact bulbs and, whatnot. And it doesn't give a lot of people a fair look. Even being there in person, it didn't do justice, because you could see a guy backstage look peeled, then you see it on stage. You're like, what? And we didn't have Goko or anything. But lighting is important, but it isn't necessarily everything. It's also where you are on stage. The lighting could be great and you could be outside that box a little bit, and it's not going to show the judges what they want to see. And you may have all the detail in the world, but if you don't stand in the correct place, it's not going to show.
Drew, real quick, side topic here. Did you watch my YouTube video today or yesterday?
No, not yet. I save it for the morning.
Did you see what I talked about with Gilco?
No. Oh, with the Will Whitman story.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you guys about this, but then he posted about it.
What happened?
That's what I wanted to know. I wanted to know why where did Will go? When I was starting to make a name for him,
y'all don't know.
Well, I think
I have no comments on this one.
All right. Stay safe. Listen, all I know is Will was I looked up to him like a god, bro. I love creating content, and he got photos.
I love them both. I truly love them both. They're both phenomenal photographers and videographers. They're both great at what they do. Their craft is phenomenal. I just know Will came out the gates with just those iconic photos, and everybody they started to try to replicate what he used to do. So I love the whole team of Gilco. I love Whitman as him. Yeah, Perla.
Come say what's up.
They said, "Come say what's up."
Wait, ain't she a couple days out?
You got to introduce her, Banks. You still never introduced me to her.
Oh, well, you got to get introduced, so go get ready. Do what you got to do. She's talking about, I look like
we still got to have the couple podcast, because I know Maria's been wanting to, I always tell her, because she actually, dude, she predicts shows better than me. We were watching New York Pro. She had the classic guys down to the top 5.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Yeah,
what's up. We still got to do that. We still got to do that. That'll be super dope.
Would wifey be interested in hopping on the pod?
My girl?
Yeah.
Dude, she just started.
I think it'll just be funny as shit, because I think we all
she's in prep?
Be probably.
Yeah. Who's coaching her?
She's making a comeback, dude, after med school.
Who's coaching her?
So my friend Yane, he lives up in Tampa. We're trying to get him a little name for himself.
You said med school?
Yeah, she is.
You got one of those smart ones. Damn,
that med school shit is something.
Just shake your head and say, "Yes, I do." He's about to fall back. He's like, "I can't. That's smart." All right, back to the Optimum Classic. But to end the quick conversation with Will, basically they had a mini falling out. Something happened at the Olympia one time. One was charging up for
when they weren't supposed to.
When they weren't supposed to. So Gilco already went into a little bit more detail about it. I covered in my video, but damn, bro, Gilco ever made a comeback? We have Gilco photo or Gilco videos, Will's photos. I think that'd be crazy.
Will's photos were always the craziest to me.
Junior USA's this weekend.
Yeah, I saw that.
He'll be there.
Is Becky judging?
I think so.
Yeah.
If Will's on the list, I think she's usually.
That's why I was asking.
Makes sense.
Joe,
what's up?
Kashkula. I think Joe might.
Yeah, he's always on the panel at Junior Naps.
But that's his show.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
I didn't
right.
know
Yeah,
that.
I don't think you can't. I don't
Oh,
think he
okay.
can judge his
Okay,
own
never
show.
mind
I
then.
think that's
But
his
there
show.
are people that do in the West Coast.
Yeah, we yeah.
I like getting in front of that.
I won't get you in trouble.
You about to get in trouble.
Oh my God. Let me.
I'm in prep, so I'm not thinking as rational. So sometimes I got to watch myself. It's like, when
It's
you're
all
in prep,
good.
like Banks always keeps that energy. We always think he's on an Adderall or something, but he's always like that. I see him at the
I'm
with the scooter
always
and
like
shit. He's
that,
depleted. I don't know
bro.
how
That's
the
me.
hell he keeps that energy, but I was saying today, like today's been the hardest day in prep, that I've ever had. And I think it's just for my body aching and whatnot. And,
Yeah,
it's just,
that's it.
digging a little bit deeper, and you guys all know what it's like to be in prep. No matter what level you're at, Mr. Olympia, or you could be, an amateur. When you do a prep, it's so mentally difficult. And every time you do a show, you push yourself even more and more and more. And you say, I'm never doing this again, but then you have an off season and then you're like, you itch for it.
Yeah, seriously.
So
like right now, I'm seeing all you guys compete and I miss it. I miss being big, veiny. But then I'm like, there's like
Yeah, no, you don't.
that
No, you don't.
remembers the feeling of what it feels like to be in your position right now. And I'm like, I sometimes don't miss that.
the one thing that I've been telling myself, I take notes in my phone because every season I try to remind myself, like, because if you think one way, and like for my off season, for example, I'm so sick of eating all the food. I'm like, I can't wait to diet. But then when I'm dieting, I'm like, I can't wait to eat. But the harder I
That's
work,
me right now,
yeah.
bro. I've been back on my damn diet. I'm like, I done ate everything I wanted to
But
eat.
it's
So
normal. It's normal to us, It's just like another day
yeah,
in the office, and you find I like the look, So when you go to the gym and you realize, okay, I'm suffering, I'm killing myself, I'm pushing myself to new limits, it's like, damn, this sucks. But then when you go in the gym and you get a pump and you get these
Yeah.
photos and you're
yeah,
looking at your physique, that's when you're like, this is why I'm doing it. And then it gives you an extra edge for like, okay, I'm gonna get through the day. And then tomorrow it's all back to feeling like shit again. I don't know. Like I never question it, but I try to really tell myself like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. The goal for me is one and done this year. Focus on the Olympia, take a vacation. Maria deserves it. I know I deserve it. I want to be able to, not put bodybuilding on the back burner, but not make it 100% my personality
put that
like
shit
I
on the
have
back
been for
burner.
years. Because the guys that aren't making it their whole personality are the ones that are at the top, right? You still work hard, but there's a time and a place to
Yeah,
do it. Because if you do it
bro,
24/7, you're going to burn out.
It's so funny you say that, bro, because when you really break
it's
it down,
very true.
you're
It's
100%
very
true.
true.
Ryan Terry openly talks about balance, and he does it in a way that most people would say, or some people would say, he's not that serious. But no, he doesn't give a fuck.
Bro, they said
Ryan's
the same thing
serious
about
behind
me.
closed doors, bro. Like
I know he's
serious.
They
serious. I
told me the
know.
Aaron,
same
you're
thing.
serious too, but you also have the same exact balance as far as you don't want to be Aaron Banks, the pro bodybuilder. It's like Aaron Banks,
Yeah.
Mr. O, but he's a father. He's possibly going to be a husband here shortly. There's a lot of things.
What the hell, bro? Check these boys out. You're funny.
Hey, but I'm saying you're known when I'm around Sadiq, Ryan Terry, you like these
Yeah.
guys are all legends in the sport, right? You're also a legend, but I knew you just even before you were winning these shows and
Big.
placing high.
Yeah.
But I don't look at these guys because of their status or what they achieve. It's like Sadiq, awesome guy. He's like a jokester. He cracks jokes. He's just a down to earth guy, no filter. Whatever. He's from New York. You know how these guys are. Same thing with Ryan Terry. Like, I'm not going to fanboy over this guy. I genuinely like the dude. I think he's a really personable guy. Whenever me and my girlfriend are at shows, he goes out of his way, and we don't even talk about bodybuilding 95% of the time. It's always, hey, how things going? How's this? How's that? Just asking questions, making small talk. But slowly it's gotten a little bit more deeper, like he's a very competitive guy. Aaron's very competitive as well. We're all competitive for that fact, but there's other things that you got to focus on to keep that balance, and for me, the biggest thing is taking a vacation and giving myself that mental reset before going back into this digging deep feeling and, suffering and feeling miserable, because I don't, want to always feel like that. And I know the people that are around me that I love don't deserve to be around like a negative me 24/7. They're in it with us, bro. They're in it with us. It's an individual sport, but they're all coming with us. Like, they're getting us morning, night, all times of the day, good, bad, and sometimes we got to give back to those people too.
Yeah, for sure.
And you said it perfectly. And listen, I think Ryan Terry is the greatest men's physique champion currently. I think the version of Aaron was in 2022. I think that was a different version of Aaron. I think that if Aaron gets it back this year, I think you're going to see a different champion than the version you saw him in 2022. Right. But
Absolutely.
But the version,
but Aaron's never changed. People think he's changed, and I see it on the comments and stuff. Oh, look, he's got this win, and now he's back to being arrogant. Like, you know what? He's never changed. When he won his first Arnold Classic, I remember watching his live. He had no idea who the hell I was, and I knew him just from being a competitor. I didn't know anything about his personal life. You know what he said? He said, "I'm just me. I'm always going to be EB. That's it. I'm always going to be me." And I remember like people commenting, and they're all congratulating him, and the same people congratulating him are saying, he's cocky a week later just because they're rubbed wrong by whatever, they don't personally like about it. And it's so wishy-washy.
Aaron is always going to be Aaron, but it doesn't mean that he didn't mature. You know what I mean?
That part.
He's still mature.
Well, you learn as well. There's things that we all want to say, but then you kind of learn because you know how it's going to result if you keep going. People are going to spin it a different way, and then it's just not worth it.
Tidbits. They see little tidbits online, and they take that as gospel right there.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things, they don't see what's going on in the background. So I'll give you a good story with Ryan Terry, 2018 Pittsburgh. Whenever I was there, I think Chris Bumstead had won it that year too. But I walk up to the crowd, I just took my seat and I looked to my right, and Ryan Terry was the guy sitting next to me. And it was right before he had his kid. I think his wife was pregnant. I was like, "Hey man, congratulations, you're about to have a kid." Dude, the guy sat there and spoke to me for 30 minutes. I'm a nobody, asked me about my competing career, asking how my life's going, and all those things. And those are things that everyone else will never see. And imagine how many conversations Aaron has had like that, or how many Brandon Hendrickson has had like that. Every single person has their own story, and you can't write them off from the one or two negative things you see online. So
I agree. And the consistency, he treats me the same way he treated you. He treats Aaron the same way. He treats Alex the same way. We've all had conversations, and guess what? We're not always in the best mood. There's a lot of nerves going in Olympia. There's a lot of ego with a lot of competitors. I mean, and for him to remain calm when he is the champ, and he's got that target on his back and just kind of doing his thing and still asking. He's always asked about me. How are you? What do you got going on? He'll send me a voice note, last year for Toronto. And we weren't really even that close, but he sent me a voice note. And then after he got off stage at Olympia, I know he was telling Aaron that he got it, dude, you look great. Like, you got it. Like, it's not that he underestimates himself. He's always asking about other people. He wants to see other people succeed just as much as he can, but there could only be one winner. He told Maria, he's like, where was Drew at in the call out? Like, I had him up there. And, that's the first thing he's saying when he gets off stage after being dead center at the O. Like, he's asking my girlfriend about like where I place. Like, it's crazy. And you can't front that. Like, he genuinely cares. He's not asking to be, I gotta ask because I'm the champ or whatever. No, nobody's around, he's truly asking because he cares. And that's the thing.
He's a genuine good dude.
Yeah. Ryan's been like that ever since I met him.
Yeah, he don't treat you any differently, no matter who you are. You don't treat anybody differently. And the thing that I like and respect the most about just competitors that I could really like let into my inner circle are the ones that, I bring my girlfriend around, or my mom or my dad or whatever. Like, Aaron's met my mom, and he gave her a hug, and she's like, oh, he's a really nice guy. Like, he gets a bad rap online because it is the tidbits and the snippets that people post to change the narrative. But, you see it in person. That's the thing that I appreciate, because it's not just them being cool to you. They're nice to the people that, you love. And that's the biggest thing. Like, Maria coming to the show to support for Pittsburgh, you gave her a hug, it makes me feel good knowing that, that's how you are, so I'm the same way. I'm the same way with all you guys.
And you can take Alex's parents, for instance. Like, they're just like the super fans of it all, and and they're damn near my biggest fan. You know what I mean? So I
wrote his mom. She wanted a picture of me at the O because I brought my little photos that I had. She wanted one. I said to my second mom, and I gave her. She's like, I love it, and it's cool that she's like that. Whenever she came to the Miami last year, and Alex he was supposed to compete, I think, but he didn't go. And she's sitting there, and it was the first time I ever met her, and she just, I wanted to introduce myself. I love your podcast and all that. So shout out to Alex Toplin's mom. You know, she's always telling me, she's like, I like your beard. I like this. I like that. She's always giving me like her opinion on what I got going on in my off season and stuff. So, fans of the sport that the world needs more of, honestly.
Chris, she's currently watching these episodes, still deciding whether or not she likes you or not, just so you know.
That's totally fine. That's totally fine.
My mom asked, she goes, who's Chris? And I said, listen, I know he's a little bit quiet. He might be a little bit shy from being on the podcast, but he's one of he speaks really good, and he gives us it's a different personality that we could add. And it's not that we always agree, but we have respect for each other, and it's always good to have another breakdown.
I'm glad that we did bring Chris on, because I think me and Chris kind of correlate with each other with just the realness, and I know Alex likes to play the teeter-totter game a lot.
Well, he's the mediator.
Hold on.
I told you he does that.
He do.
I have to try to drive the conversation.
He's a YouTuber, bro. He needs
exactly.
Play down the middle.
He's been protecting himself before this, so trust me.
Yeah,
you guys are crazy.
Alex doesn't switch up. It's not like being fake. He's still, he just plays it to where he keeps things like
he
mutual.
knows how to play his cards right.
You see, it's funny.
We've had this talk. We've had this talk many times. He's talked me off the ledge a few times with, he goes, listen, man, just keep it, very mutual. Don't say too much. Don't say too little. Just keep it mutual and don't take it personal. And being a YouTuber for a while, I know that's what it taught him. And I'm slowly understanding. I've never commented on a YouTube video that we've been in of anybody talking shit. I read them though. There's a few guys,
that's
you
crazy.
blocked me, or you did this, or you did that.
Yo, bro, that most conditioned list. Drew was on my ass, bro. He was on.
Listen, I was tagged so many times in it, and I saw him like, this motherfucker. I said, this is what I'm known for. When I walk out on stage, nobody's like, wow, bro, yeah, his back or this or that. Like, it's as a whole, my conditioning. And it's something that I always prided myself in.
Where do you have
it doesn't always win you shows, but for me, my conditioning has pushed me.
Of course, you're known for your conditioning. But Chris, where do you have Drew in your most conditioned list? Is he in your top 5? And think on it.
100%. 100% top 5. Yeah.
He's in top 5 in the world?
Yeah. 100%.
When you guys see this conditioning that I'm bringing to Toronto,
listen,
crazy. Bro.
You look crazy.
I have never pushed myself this hard, and I have never looked this way. I don't know what is the difference, if it's my mentality or what, muscle maturity, the training, body work. Yeah, but I'm actually I'm 199 fasted.
The weight doesn't matter in the end. It's you have more muscle, which is then correlating to your metabolism, which is making you even more shredded than you already were.
Yeah.
So
I understand that, but it's like, it's so much of a difference from last year. Like, bro, like I literally shock myself looking at it, like pictures.
I think it's the mental will always follow the physical, no matter how much you think.
Once you figure out how, because at first it was like, I don't know how to get around some of these things that I was dealing with. And it was just
mental will always follow the physical, no matter how far you can make it physically. Even though you're in a bad mental place, you're always going to be capping yourself. If you're not in a good mental place and you're forcing something to happen, you might do well at a show. It doesn't change the fact that you might not be at your all-time best. Look at me. I still was able to qualify for the Olympia, and I look like a bag of dog shit. So, like,
don't say that, because if you look like a bag of dog shit, and you beat me at Optimum, that makes me look. And you didn't look like dog shit. You're just comparing it against your best that you ever brought, which you still have more muscle and whatnot. But dude, you're going to be there. And I think that right now, with seeing how healthy you are, your skin's crystal clear. You look healthier. You just act like you're stress free, and your videos, even, you've always been an eccentric guy that explains stuff. And I know you're passionate about what you do, but it just seems that much easier for you. You just, it shows. And then that's going to go into this prep, with clearing out your system, being healthy. I'm sure your wife absolutely loves that you're doing this as well, because, it's kind of building even more on the relationship that you already have, because prep's difficult, bro. Prep's difficult for everybody else with you and around you.
That's
a fact.
You just gotta find a new coach, man. It's like interviewing, seeing who's the best out there, who makes the most.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, who do we all have though? Chris, Cuts, Thanks, Cuts.
I
I
think
got
that's his
Cuts.
name. I can't remember. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. It's,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of drawing a blank here, but I wonder who Alex is going to go with.
I
He's got to make a video that's going to be like my coach is with a bunch of people with like
if
they're all
you
blacked out with a question mark, and it's like,
Yep.
hey, maybe Cuts is too busy getting Drew at his all-time best or
Oh, Milos.
coaching
Milos was telling me that he was going to coach you. That's weird.
yeah.
Oh God.
like plot twist, like we're all
Milos
coaching Alex.
Milos would never coach my ass.
Bro, you want to know what somebody told me the other day? And somebody told me they get coached by ChatGPT.
Oh, don't even get
I've
me started
actually
with
heard that before too, but he's not a coach. You're asking questions and he's giving you answers. It's all based on, it's not custom. It's just the overall, like,
Crazy.
yeah.
Wait till that rep rank
Crazy.
in 4 weeks and you start questioning that computer.
You go start breaking shit.
I said, "Oh, I said that's what's up, man. That's what's up." And
No,
I
you need
just
to
let
have
like,
actual eyes.
Drew, finish the Optimum Pro so we can give these guys some.
let's finish
All right,
this.
let's see here. So we had Micah, who is a previous Olympian. I know last podcast we were talking about how, yeah, he did have a bigger waist and whatnot. Guy's got more size than probably anybody, and he's also tall. He's
Everybody.
just so dense. I mean, I remember seeing him in person. I did not know he was that big when I saw him at Optimum last year.
Yeah, he's huge. He's taller than I am.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely posing where his core's better. Really, really good back. I mean, it's just
But
overall,
it's so
I think he
hard
could
his
still
back
improve
looks
some.
good, but look at the waist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's holding him back. He
Yeah, it's
came
a
in
structure
fucking
thing. That's the final
crazy
boss.
condition. It looked crispy as hell. Of course, that's Medi's formula. Crispy as hell. But that is just the only thing. I mean, even his front shot actually looks pretty.
The
pretty
front
good
shot
right
is the best that I've seen him, even when he
Yeah.
did go to the Olympia. It's just
Right.
he's fighting the bone structure that he has. It's
Yeah.
not even that it's
And
his waist from girth of abs. It's his actual hip
Yeah.
bones that are keeping him wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
But I mean, it's a structural thing for him.
But if I was him, again, it's a posing thing.
Mhm.
Step back into that box. But even though your legs are shoulder width apart already, spread them out even more. It's going to give you more of an X frame. Bow your knees out, get the quad sweep to go out as well. And it's probably going to give you a different look from the back.
Yeah. I think he looks
especially
good.
in this lineup with these other guys that really had the taper, like dramatic tapers.
Yeah, that's dramatic.
That's
Very
where
dramatic.
I definitely think that it was, especially like with Dallas and stuff like that. Dallas could be next to a guy that has a small waist, and Dallas is just going to make that guy look like he has a big waist because of the way that he is, and he's still angling it to make it even crazier. But Michael looked great. He always peaks great. Yeah. Right. Who do we got third? We got Anik. So I was actually impressed with him. I never seen him before. When I saw him in New York, I'm like, this dude's structure, the fullness that he has. He did
Dubai Pro with me. He looked good in Dubai.
I remember he's a guy that has the structure, but he needs to fine tune the conditioning. It seems like he's still going into a show to where he's not at his peak with conditioning. But when he came out, he's a really big dude. He has all the density in the areas that he needs. Full chest, full shoulders, arms match everything. It just he needs to be a little bit drier. Sure. Yeah, it needs to be a little bit drier. It's all there. I mean,
I've competed
with posing a little bit as well, and his back pose seems like he's up too high, like with his arms, to where it's like engaging the traps more. I think he could just relax a little bit more and look even more tapered, and don't do what he just did. I mean, I get it. He's all hyped up, but yeah,
that looked uncomfortable. I competed with
him. He looked great.
I competed with him in India. He's a great physique. I think he placed third or fourth.
Great competitor. I helped him in Dubai. Even I'm doing the show with some of the posing.
He's a big dude. Like, he has a lot of density. That's the one thing I noticed with him backstage. The problem is he comes in extremely inconsistent with conditioning. And I know this because it's an issue that I have, right? So that he has everything.
Well, you also got to understand he's coming from across seas.
I know, but
eating different food, that's hard. Because bro, I'm just, and he don't have the time that I had the time in Dubai. I went out there 3 weeks early. I wasn't playing with that shit. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, I got accustomed to the food, the weather, X, Y, and Z. He didn't. He's just over here.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
So there's a difference.
It doesn't matter because, like, what you present on stage. It happened to me, bro. Like in India, like people say I look great, and I think I did too, but I had definitely have a film, and a lot of it was likely due to the travel, bro. It was 100 and something degrees out the day before the show. My dumbass was outside. It was just a lot was going on. And I'm not saying he doesn't deal with that. I'm sure he does. I didn't think it's the same issue consistently with shows, but I will say
Yeah,
he's like this close. He's this
he,
close.
he's there.
Like this man plays second and third at a lot of shows around the world. Like he's this close every single time. Once he gets that etched out conditioning, I think it's going to be over. Like he has a good structure. Again, even the smaller or the tighter waistline is going to even make his waist look even smaller.
Almost has like a Ricardo type of physique with that very top, very big top shelf there going down to that tiny waist. Like he's just got that same kind of look.
Yeah, I wouldn't compare him to Ricardo, but I do think he has,
Ricardo has another one of a kind top.
Yeah.
Like
Ricardo actually has I think he's more talking about I think
Croce
it's
or
just
Sinet?
the
Sinet.
Sinet.
Yeah,
You talking
yeah,
about
yeah. I'm
Sinet
talking
or-
about how he has that very like kind of up high chest.
They also pose the same
Yeah,
way.
that's
They
probably
pose on
what
the
it
same
is, yeah.
side. They have longer arms
Yeah.
and limbs. But if Ricardo had his chest with his
Yeah.
conditioning, he would
Yeah.
that's the defining factor of what he needs, in my opinion, to be cracking into
Right.
those top three at those big shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy looked great, man. I'm excited to see what he does more. It's not even going to be a size thing. It's just muscle maturity with the conditioning and just kind of finding out. So going into shows, potentially getting there earlier and just really pushing that final couple weeks and just being prepared is the difference. And him even being where he is right now, and I would say he has by far, like noticeably, the worst conditioning in this top six, and he's still third. So what does that say?
Exactly.
Fullness, structure, everything. It's everything there. So
Yeah.
the deciding
You're
factor
right
for
about
him
that.
is going to be the conditioning. Yeah. So I mean, look at his back.
Yeah.
The dude's
Just if he
and he's
was
a tall
conditioned-
guy too.
Yeah, he is. He's not a short guy.
All right.
More condition you get, the bigger you're going to look on stage too.
That's
That
So
part.
All right. I have to give a quick shout out to Mario Stewart because in the last episode, when we're looking at his updates, I did not think he would be.
I was just going to say that. And that's why I like doing recaps, because we could always go back to it. And these guys work for it. And after the fact, we could just kind of clear up anything. So,
but I will also say in flat fairness, I don't think this was his best. I think his
best was at Texas Republic.
Yeah, last year he looked phenomenal. And you can see there's definitely still more condition than needs, but bro, what he did in like the last week was some kind of magic trick. Because bro, I'm telling you, he was about to step on stage very, very best way to say this, just unprepared. But now he fine-tuned. It looks like he dropped a good amount of weight from my understanding. And again, he put together a pretty respectable package. And it's only going to get better. He's one of those guys who gets better and better every show. He's a top 5 guy. And the fact that he placed second, granted the lineup wasn't as deep, placed second with a package that wasn't nearly close to his best. He has a lot of potential. I think he had the best structure on stage, maybe next to Anik. I think he had a great balance from front to back. Still some improvements that need to be made in general, but this guy has a lot of potential. I'm excited for him.
Where did I have him placing?
I don't remember. Was it second, third?
I think I had him third.
No, you had
he was
him
definitely he was definitely in the top. I had him winning. No, we all had Dallas winning.
Yeah.
We all agree. We go, this has to be Dallas's win, because otherwise he's not going to qualify. And you know what? Like now, I think that
I don't know if I had him
hitters that are
second or
coming up-
third, but I know you got to understand me. I'm close to them. So Mario,
You
Red
want to see him do
Zone,
good. You don't want to count him
Houston,
out.
Kobe's his coach. You know what I mean? So I've been with these guys a couple different times at their gym, and like I told them, like he's almost there. Like even last year, he was just that close.
Yeah.
So
It's never the first show for him either. So I do want to give a shout out to him as well, because he tends to catch his groove and get better the later he's in season. So kind of knocking those cobwebs off after a long off
even though how
season.
you were saying like, oh, he probably wasn't going to be prepared. Literally that night, I think it was that night, Kobe sent me a text.
We saw
I
those. We
think-
were seeing like the most recent. It was like 2 weeks out, and we're kind of like, you know what? It
Wait, what
doesn't
did
look like he's on
what did
par.
we post? Did we post the show Friday?
Which
We
show?
think it was
posted the show
Thursday.
Friday.
Last
Yeah,
episode?
the last
Thursday.
episode. Yeah, it was Thursday.
So I talked to Kobe Friday, and Kobe sent me an updated picture, a video, and then I told him in a couple of his poses to even tweak, because even when he was hitting his transition, it was like he was he was transitioning literally to the side like
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
said he got to open up
Not
to
showing that width. Yeah.
keep the triangle going. So like
But
I said, man, they're my guys over there in Houston. So
You know who Mario reminds me of? Not as a physique, but how fast he gets in shape. Like you'll look at a photo and think
let
like,
me
oh,
guess.
they're not
Hold on.
prepared.
Charge up.
Yep. Joe pops out of nowhere, bro. And it's always
Yeah.
like,
Bro,
the Olympia when he was fourth, like nobody expected that. He always looked dope, but it was like,
no.
damn, this guy
We're
put
going
it
from
together.
like
You look at his
40%
posts,
body
it's like,
fat.
Bro, listen.
dude, he's a hyper responder.
Yeah, he
Oh
is.
yeah.
But
Oh
It's
yeah.
that
going
military in him, bro. He locks
no,
in.
it's
His body
military.
has changed.
And
Yeah.
then when you go zero carbs, it
0 to 100 as well, pretty quick.
going into my pro debut, I remember I was 3 weeks out. Like in my head, 100% thought I had a chance of winning.
I
I
gotta
didn't off the show in my career at that point, ever. Right. So I 100% thought I had a chance of winning. And I remember seeing Charger. He got married at that, like right 3 weeks out. He's traveling to another country. He's like having fun, eating food. I'm like, oh, the guy, yeah,
Got it.
got
Yeah.
him, got
Yeah.
him.
Let him enjoy
Bro,
that life.
he went into that show and lights out, killed everybody. I'm like, how the fuck can this happen, bro? And he
Yeah.
was not in shape at 3 weeks out. So it's crazy. See how fast he turns around. But all
Go
right.
back to the top six real quick. I just wanted to give my critique real fast on Mario. I just wanted to say what I think because I know that he's a guy who's very receptive to this stuff. And just with how I had him last week, I agree it wasn't his best look, but he's better than the first show that he did last year by light years. More fullness in the chest, maybe arch the sternum up a little bit more, have it pop because he has the shoulders, he has the abs. His abs aren't going to go away by, crunching down is going to take away that fullness in the chest even more so. I think he could still even fill out. And, the back pose as well. Like, I don't think it's all conditioning. I think the more he fills out, it would just look that much tighter. And that's something that I noticed when he does more shows. So, I mean, taper's there, shape's there. He's a taller guy too. He takes up a lot of space on stage. In order to just kind of keep up with Dallas, he's going to need that fullness. And that's where I think he was exposed. But structure and, conditioning was good enough in this lineup to place him second, but just filling it out even a little bit more.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he can get tighter to get fuller. I don't think if he tries to get fuller when he's still soft, he's just going to look slow.
Yeah,
I agree with you. Yep.
All right, let's do this. Let's jump into the quick top five at Miami.
Oh, right.
This was crazy.
First things first. This is
Miami for years, bro, has like even last year when I was sixth, like there's a lot of things I didn't agree with. But you know what is crazy about the show? There's so many people that literally move in that you would never expect. Seems like the placings are kind of all over the place. Some guys bring their best look. We're known at like remember Deke Walker kind of put him on the map there. And then there's guys that move back and are out of that you wouldn't expect it either. So that's the thing with this Miami show. I don't know what it is or what's in the air over there, but it seems like guys are either on or off, and it either, they make it or they don't, so first call, it's always like a toss up here.
Yeah. So, the coolest thing about this lineup is literally everybody outside of Brandon and Andre have beaten each other within the last couple of weeks. So first things first, coming in fifth place, we have Ricardo, again, brought great conditioning. Again, one of the most unique physiques on any given stage. We talked about he still needs to add a little bit of chest fullness. I think that's more of a off-season thing that he can fix. I don't think it's a fullness rather than is a muscle actually putting on some quality tissue. But I thought his conditioning was insane. Again, balance from front to back, and finds himself in another top five finish. I think he was probably expecting himself to be a little bit higher with the fact that he's beaten the two guys who placed ahead of him. But it still doesn't change the fact that he brought a much better package than he brought in New York. But I still think that Pittsburgh look was the best look that he has ever brought into any given stage. He's going to be dangerous if he can.
I agree.
But that's the thing, man, and this is for coaches out there. Like if if you bring a guy in at one of his best looks, you try to mimic that. You don't try to go fuller. You don't try to do X, Y, and Z to make it. Oh, this might be better. No, literally, what do me and Cuz do? Bro, that look was crazy. Let's try to mimic it, and then he'll probably add more cardio or something. But to add like the different foods and maybe PEDs or whatever the case may be, it's not gonna do anything but make him look worse, or maybe it's just like an oddball. You might get something better, and you majority of the time you're not.
Yeah, keep it simple, stupid. Let the body do what the body does. If you're in a good, prime and healthy position, your body's gonna get better. Like you don't have to completely reinvent the wheel in order to try to
Because
create.
I'll tell you right now, Brandon didn't do shit different. But
No, yeah.
continue to diet, continue to prep. It's just the consistency.
Yeah,
You didn't throw no crazy thing in to automatically look even better or whatever the case may be. It's all go. It goes back to coaching too. So I mean, we can talk about, oh, this guy needs to do that, but it goes back to coaching majority of the time too.
All right, and then we got coming in at fourth place, Ricardo Kuroshi. So he is
This was a shock to me.
yeah.
Thank-
Now, is this a shock to you because of the look that he brought, or is it a shock to you? Like, what do you think?
I think he always looks really good. I mean, he's still men's physique. I just didn't have him where he
Huh?
is. I think like his abs just weren't showing. You could just see it here. He really wasn't holding
washed
his
out.
poses. I mean, his posing was a little awkward. I mean, he's peeled. It seems like for this show they were going for guys that were peeled.
Yeah.
It almost was like, you know what, even if their abs don't show, like, let's go for the guy that's dry. He doesn't hit his back pose well. I think he's in that point in his career where he's not bringing his best consistently every show. I think he's slowly digressing. He still looks great. I'm not discrediting him for anything. I just had a couple other guys that I would place above him. I had Ricardo above him as well, which I
I
thought
would
was
have
pretty
Brandon.
crazy, especially.
I would have Brandon Cantaloupes in front of him, and I don't think Brandon
Oh,
even.
absolutely. But I don't want to ever discredit any
Yeah.
of these guys. The judges saw what they saw, and I'm always going to have respect for their decision. I'm not ever bad mouthing or saying somebody should have won or not. I'm saying just my opinion based on what I saw and what men's physique is. It's not Ricardo's best look. By
What do you
far, it's not his best look.
what do you think about his front shot?
Bro needs to
He's
turn.
like a
His
caricature, bro. I feel
No,
like
no,
he
no,
has
no, no,
such a
no, 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 no,
He
no.
never stops
Watch when
moving.
what? No, no, no. Watch when he comes back to the front and watch his abs sink in.
He's sucking them in. He's doing almost like a vacuum while trying to
yeah, he's
flex.
not hitting them. Yeah. I
Dude,
mean, that's not physique. When you look at like the standard of all these top guys, top three in the world, what do they all have in common? They have one of the tightest, most razor sharp cores with the taper. I mean, if that's the standard of what you're looking at, obviously in this lineup, you still had
yeah.
Brandon who has one of the best shots. So it didn't add up to me when you're looking at him to where even in his first photo right there, that's pinned, you could definitely see that, his abs, he always kind of sucked it in. It looked a little bit awkward, but even there he looked better,
He look way better here. He needs to
Yeah,
stay.
Way
way
better.
He
Yeah.
angles way too much. I like if he could angle like this. Like, you see how he moves so much? Like, he's just
He
uncomfortable.
has such a
Yeah.
crazy look, man. Like he's like an X frame to where it almost just looks uncomfortable as fuck.
Look
Like
at
he
him.
looks.
If he changed his posing, he would win more shows.
And if he got manifest shorts too. I'm getting tired of this shit. But
Not the
That
jorts.
part.
Yeah, he was doing so much of a vacuum in that Miami show compared to these.
Yeah,
these
he was doing a
shows right now.
vacuum. Like that's what I was saying. Like,
Yeah.
bro, if he did that shot but blew his
That
abs
shot
out,
looks dope.
yeah, bro is so wide
Bro.
up top. Look how wide he is up top. Holy shit.
Dude, he's got like a width of like a 6'2" guy, like a muscular 6'2" guy with a waist of like a bikini chick.
so he should
And
definitely.
he's dry
I would
as
work.
fuck.
I
All
would
right.
work on the posing if I was.
Yeah, that's the number one thing he needs to work on. All right, I want to speed through this real quick because I want to get Chris to start suffering.
Oh, he had it already?
No, he didn't have it yet.
Oh, I thought he did already. I'm like, damn.
That boy crazy as hell. I can't believe you got that shit.
All right, so
Well,
coming
you finna be shitting hot Cheetos.
I've been drinking milk this entire podcast, by the way.
bro, that's gonna make it worse. All right,
He's nervous. That's why he's being quiet.
Victor Ramirez, let's show him some love. Again,
He looked phenomenal.
Yeah,
He looked great.
looked
Now
phenomenal.
he got it
He was
together.
my
And he
favorite
showed.
physique in the show.
bro, he was peeled.
He was
Fucking
peeled. This was one of his best looks that I've seen.
I thought it was his best. Seeing the
And I
Gilco
told you,
video.
I
That's
told you his
right.
coach Sebastian. Literally, Sebastian sent me videos and pictures, literally as they were posing on stage, and
Posing
I
came up.
said, "Damn, he's on.
he's
He's
on.
smooth too.
He
We
was
said
on.
that too last week. You said it. He poses a little
Well, guess
stiff.
what? I told him and his coach. I said, "Boy, you better take a couple more shots to loosen up."
His back didn't have any of the lines in it. He usually has it a lot. And I've competed with him many times. So I always like dissect the pictures. I've seen this guy so
Yeah.
many times. you know, he's all over my camera roll from these shows that we battled it out at. But I always notice in his lower back, I'm like, this is where I beat these guys because they're, you know, they have the skin and whatever. It just shows like they have a little bit of water. He didn't have it here.
Yeah.
You know,
Bro,
so
and
that
it's
that
crazy.
shows.
It goes
So
back
he
to like
didn't
we
have
were
it here.
saying in the beginning, bro. Like how we just talk to people
Yeah.
and impact people, bro. Like you never know what you're gonna do, how you're gonna impact people. Even
Yeah.
just us doing this YouTube, bro. These people look at this stuff. They look at this stuff, and then I get messages about, hey, what should I do? I get them all the time. But like I said, I talk to his coach and him a lot. So especially with them
Go to the pump up
competing
video.
back to back.
Yeah, that one in the blue
You
To
go
the
shorts.
to
right,
Ron, he was
to the
on his
I
right, to the
Instagram.
remember.
right.
I remember seeing this. This was at the was it at the Olympia?
No, this was
No.
Miami. It's in the same shorts as Miami.
I remember seeing him pop up at the Olympia.
And you know, it's not the best lighting backstage. It's dark, but you could see the fullness that he has. And he always has crazy conditioning, and he's also got legs. He's got, you know, he's got
He
those
can go-
shorts
he can
that they're
go
short,
classic.
but he can pull them off too. And he looks
He can
good.
pull
Yeah,
it
dude, he
off.
looks dope.
He can pull it off. I'll give him love.
The only thing with him is he does have a bigger waist, but he's learning how to manipulate it a little bit better. And because he does have really developed lats from the back, it
But I'm
doesn't
gonna
look
tell you right now.
like it's massive.
His waist is not as big as I thought it was.
It's I just don't.
It's not as big as I thought it was.
I think it's a short.
His waist is.
And
It's,
I
I think
his,
it's the clavicles because he isn't the
he's
widest guy.
compressed.
Yeah,
He's compressed.
That's what it is.
It's not his waist because his waist is actually small when he hits his front shot. Like that
His
shit
waist
ain't
is
big.
smaller than mine when we were in the comparisons because even from the back, that's when you can't hide that width. His waist was smaller than mine. I just
Yeah.
think the clavicular structure of him not being
yeah.
as wide, but he's not
Yeah.
narrow either. He's just kind of in the middle. And because he's so dense, it kind of also takes away because he's really thick from the side. He's barrel chested. So, I mean, he has a lot
He
of
has a
strengths. I
phenomenal
mean,
look. I
yeah,
like
he's got
his
a. I've
look.
always been a fan of his look, man. Like I always tell him,
Even
too,
when
he
he
always kind
placed
of
ninth,
bullshit.
I was like, even when I was
That
looking at
didn't
him
make
at the
sense to me,
Olympia, I
bro.
was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like this
That
dude
was.
on.
I didn't think he was off at Pittsburgh, though. I honestly did not think he was off at Pittsburgh.
I don't think he was off either.
I don't think I've ever seen him off. Like I've seen him like he gets better
But
as he goes.
He had more polished looks. And again, you got to think
Yeah.
about the whole overall balance. We were talking about his posing. We were talking about X, Y, and Z. We were talking about this. He put it together more here in Miami
Mhm.
than he did at Pittsburgh. So again, that posing could have been whatever it was. Not hitting his back shot the right way could have been what it was. So there's certain things where we'd be like, "Oh, he looked better than last week, but why didn't he get?" It's because
Yeah.
the smallest fucking things will put you in
We saw
first
what
call-outs
Carlos
or last
Operon.
call-outs.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Carlos Ocaron, same thing. All right,
Right here, look how tight his abs are next to Brandon. You know,
Crazy,
Brandon's core
right?
is fucking wild,
Tight.
and he has it the same. It looks nearly identical with their symmetry. They got really good waists.
So coming in second place, very similar to the New York Pro, Andre Dayu. He looked better. He looked more conditioned. I think he just needed a little bit more time. I think he's going to be one of those guys. I think he's doing Legion Sports Festival this weekend. I think this is where he's going to.
Yeah, he is.
Go to his profile, Alex. Does he
That
have
back
Gilco
pose
videos?
changed. That back pose changed. We just didn't really
He's
figure
like
out the
he
front pose
listens to Aaron and us. Like what Aaron said last week is he dipped the chest and he
yet.
hunches
And
over.
He did it. And shit
Look at
way
that.
better.
And he didn't
Way
flex
better.
the chest. He didn't flex the chest. Usually he
Way
squeezes and you can
better.
kind of see it ripple a little bit, but he was
relaxed
sitting
it.
there.
Standing tall
So
this
the
time.
thing is about him, I wish we can like go back and make it slower. That back pose looks sick right now. But I wish
He
we
got
could go
right
back.
into it. He didn't load up. He got right into it. And I think it set him a little bit. But you could tell he's a little bit lopsided as he's going.
Yeah.
But it also could just be his shorts look like a little crooked on the bottom too. But he hit his
He
front
can
pose
just
better.
sit there and pull in just a little bit in his core.
Yeah,
His front shot will be stellar.
it's the core. I've seen it tighter than this before. I don't know.
Like right there. Like it's very minute when he actually hits it and then it goes away. Like
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, if he could hit you can see it's there. I think he needs better. I think he just needs to contract it a little better.
My theory of Andre is that he is a lot fuller here. But when he gets fuller, I feel like he gets a little bit more distension in his core.
Yes.
So he has to find the balance between the
Like Vitor.
fullness
Like Vitor.
with Yes,
Hey,
he needs to
Andre,
find the balance
Andre,
between the
Andre,
fullness and the
Andre, Andre,
conditioning.
come get some manifest shorts, bro.
Yeah, let me
Come get
take.
some manifest shorts. With
Actually,
them
Dark Sport
shorts.
ain't gonna have that. Dark Sport ain't
uh,
gonna have that.
I don't think is he with Dark Sport? I don't think he's with
He's
Dark Sport.
wearing. I mean,
I don't think he
No,
with
if
no.
Dark
he's
Sport.
not with Dark Sport, I'll be surprised because I'm not a fan of Dark Sport shorts.
He's
I'm
not with
already,
Dark Sport. He got he got big money endorsements.
all right.
I'm surprised. Those were big ass shorts, and he has some quads on them.
He
All
do.
right. And then round
You
it
got to
off.
remember he was training for Classic.
And then round it off.
Before we go to Hendrickson, I wanted to cover Brandon Cantaloupes and
He's
get
not
your
in.
guys' opinion before I think or before I say what I think about him. And it could
He
be
obviously
short and
needs to
sweet.
be dry.
Okay, first, we're going to give love to Brandon. He won the show. This is the best look he's brought this year. And the same glaring issue is, you know what it is. He still needs to grow his back. Do you guys think that his back is worse than what it was in previous years, or it's just people are now?
It's downgraded. It's downgraded.
I think it's the weight cap. Yeah. I think he's kind of taking away from what he can maximize because his front is absolutely maxed out, but the back is definitely not as full as it used to be. And a lot of it, I think, is the weight
I
cap.
wish you can take a screenshot or like a screen or maybe go down this page and see.
Best front I've ever seen him had, though.
Yeah, his front
Best
is
I've ever seen his
stupid
front
as
was this
shit.
Miami Pro show.
Peeled, bro. He's just peeled. He's just like let's put it this way. He's detailed. His midsection is crazy detailed.
Yeah, his midsection is
Posing here
detailed.
too. His
I
posing is
saw
so much
the
better.
legs. See how his legs are vascular? It's what I noticed. I know when Aaron's on, when he
Yeah,
comes
it's in
out,
my-
because he always had vascular legs, but when you see it to where it's just like you could tell, like it's just a little bit better and different. You could tell when a guy's peeled by his legs. And when Brandon walked out, he had like those shin veins and all that. I'm like, yeah, he's peeled. Because if that's peeled, you know that everything else is going to be peeled. But the back
Yep.
it's definitely the best it's been all year. It just he needs more time, like weeks and weeks and weeks. And it's not about making abrupt protocol changes. It's just
Like his fucking
doing what you're already
core looks
doing
like
longer.
marbles right now. Like it's marbly. Like that shit looks crazy, bro.
Pics don't do justice either. I mean, Aaron, you had your fair share of battles with him on stage and the dude's abs. I mean,
no, he looks.
I would honestly say that his front
crazy.
shot, I would, when he angles it to where it's the Superman from the side pose, I think that his front shot beats Ali. Now, just because I say that the front shot beats Ali doesn't mean that I'm saying Brandon's abs are better. Ali does have better abs as far as just the shape and the conditioning and just, how everything's developed. But Brandon has the fullness, the arms, the chest, the shoulders, everything is like a shelf. He's got the traps from the front. He just looks so like right here, bro. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's complete. It's a dope shot.
Where do you have Brandon right now falling at the Olympia? Or
top 5?
He's top 5 regardless.
Definitely top 5. I don't think that's in question. But do you think he is closer to 1 or do you think he's closer to 5?
5.
Yeah.
I have him at 4th.
4th. I think I have him at 4th right now too. If I have it.
I would say 4th or 5th. It just depends. There's always a guy that sneaks in, and we're going to see this year.
Aaron, don't get in trouble. I'll see you thinking about something.
Everything can change though. Everything. So
I'm gonna tell y'all this right now, and I don't know who or which way it's gonna go. Brandon will be in top 3 this year.
you say he will be?
Yes.
So who's moving out and who's moving in?
I don't know. I know I'm winning the show.
So okay, so we know Ryan's not moving out. Well, he's not dropping to 4th place.
We don't know that. We don't. Nobody know.
The only listen.
We can only predict, right?
You just
Right.
you just beat him. So that gives you the edge in terms of the prediction.
No, we ain't doing that shit. We're not doing
I'm
that.
doing that shit. And then the only question mark is Ali. That's the only question mark. And now Ali beat you.
So why would you question mark Ali?
Say it again?
Why would you question mark Ali?
I would question Ali in terms of the Brandon situation of who's going to be moved out because he's the only one who hasn't gone head to head with him with the new look. You've beaten him head to head. So like you automatically get the edge in that battle.
Hey, Alex, Aaron's
but
saying
that's
that
all statistics though still.
It is. It always depends on who shows up, right? That's inevitable. But if we're sitting here based off of predictions, then I think right now,
Bro, I'm
the
gonna tell
safe
you right
bet,
now.
but still, I always feel like
I'm
it
not
goes a
predicting
completely different
Brandon
way.
outside of the top 3. I don't give a
Listen,
fuck what
Aaron's
y'all
being
talking
humble here, and he's saying everyone's going to beat him, so he's going to be in 4th. Brandon's going to take over the 3rd. Ollie's
Aaron,
2nd.
So
Aaron-
humble,
He said-
Aaron. You're so humble.
Aaron, yeah, right. Aaron is
Dude,
being
you're awesome, man. I
about.
can't believe you did that.
I'm
Such a modest
absolutely.
guy.
All right.
So humble.
Chris,
I'm gonna put myself 4th because of that.
What?
Fuck, I'll be happy for 4th.
break it out.
I hate you so much.
It's go time. All right, guys. On a serious note,
Oh.
Chris has been on the podcast now, what, 3-4 episodes?
Wait, before he does it, can we please just cover Brandon Cantaloupes real quick?
Yeah, let's do that after he eats the chip. So
You sure? It's gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like
Do it after, so I have to.
okay.
let it muster up a little bit so then we can see his reaction throughout. But he's been on the podcast. What?
They give you gloves?
Oh, you're
All right,
in trouble,
all right.
my boy.
Go on.
You're
go
in
on.
trouble, my boy.
All right, show the box real quick.
Hey,
All right. So
do you want to come up here for a second? I didn't know if you want to watch them do this.
And this is
It's fine.
So it comes with
She
one.
said no.
You're gonna be.
It comes with one, Chris.
yeah, it's just one. There's just one chip in there.
You're wild.
Yeah, he's gonna eat.
So
that
I think
thing.
Alex was trying to say the reason why Chris is doing this here challenge is because we're kind of jumping him into the Men's Physique radio podcast officially. It's not just going to be the 3 amigos anymore. It's going to be us 3 plus Mr. Dorito over here. That's about to fucking choke on this whatever. Pause. But again, it's we're jumping him in, and again, I want to say congratulations and welcome to the squad. I don't know how they feel, but they just want you to fucking embarrass yourself right now. But good luck with that. Good luck with that.
All right.
I'm glad I didn't have to do this shit.
Yeah, you got to
I probably
you
know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna take this thing out. I'm gonna eat it, and dude, I'm gonna go in the bathroom and like rub my eyes, and you guys are gonna get a freaking video of me later.
I
on
would
this
definitely
one.
tell you
Bug
to
eye.
put those gloves on. I
Yeah,
would
put those
definitely
gloves
tell
on.
you to put those gloves on.
No, don't tell me what to do.
No, please
All right.
put those gloves on.
Oh,
right.
you're insane.
Hold on,
He's
I
gonna
got
rub his eyes
Bro,
afterwards.
Don't get none of that on your beard because you're gonna try to wipe it later. Don't.
All right, we got the pieces too. So I'm gonna eat the pieces. Well, I guess I'm gonna eat the pieces first.
No. Oh, you should have
What?
ate the big part first.
I am. I'm putting all. Oh,
No, you're eating the whole thing?
that's fucking hot.
Oh,
Oh my God.
No fucking way.
my girlfriend's watching over here. She didn't want to be on camera, but I told her.
Maria,
Nice
get
to
in
meet
here.
you.
Come say hi.
Oh
Dang,
my
get in
God.
here.
No, I'm in my
Get in here,
pajamas.
Maria.
Maria, come say hi.
Come say hi.
No, I'm in pajamas.
This is a perfect time.
Yeah, just show your
I'm in
face.
pajamas too.
He's in
We're
pajamas
all
too.
in
he said.
pajamas.
Like,
Let's pull up Brandon Cantaloupes because I agree. I think he got a little bit snubbed. All right, first, what's the first? What's the first?
It's hitting him. It's hitting him.
fast.
I can see.
it's in my throat
It's-
now.
It don't even taste good.
Oh.
Is it just like a disgusting taste too?
It's not hot.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
give me
tastes like sandpaper.
This is his throat's
Oh,
fine.
You are see.
It's
White
hard to
people
talk
crazy
right
as hell.
Right, hold on.
You would
Bro,
see
I
a
didn't
black
expect-
dude do this.
Only white people
Do
do this
this
shit.
shit.
Only white people do this
Only
shit.
white people do this shit.
Only people put their
This
syrup.
shit.
This is syrup in the fridge. Fucking.
Oh, dude.
You can't even
Hey,
talk right
The
now.
worst part, the worst part right now is it's up in my
Disconnected
throat right now, so I'm trying to talk, and it's like not coming out.
Oh,
But yeah, it tastes like dude, this tastes like,
sandpaper.
yeah, it tastes like it's not good.
Is it quite cardboard? Like it said one chip. Like imagine getting one.
It was chewy. It was like chewy. Like, dude, this is hot. Hold on.
Bro is over here dying. He is dying right now. I cannot believe
We
it.
spent 20
I
bucks.
can't believe you just ate that damn spicy ass Dorito.
No, I can't.
I wanted him to do it at the beginning of the
Babe, he
episode.
did that Dorito challenge.
Go ahead, Chris.
That
My
one
mouth
hot
is
ass
burning.
Dorito.
It's my throat.
Oh,
It was $20.
You're gonna start getting the hiccups.
bullshit. Okay. Look,
That's what
so
he
next
said earlier.
episode, next episode, I'm gonna have Perla get on because she said nothing is hot to me.
He's gonna have Perla.
I'm gonna buy her the chip then.
Nothing's hot.
Oh, okay.
The chip?
Oh, okay.
All right, Perla, talk your
Oh,
shit.
okay.
Next episode.
Okay. You hear her talking
I
that
hear
shit.
it.
Hey, don't do it because now my teeth are hurting.
Your
You
Your
say your
teeth
teeth are
hurt from this
hurting?
shit?
Yeah, like my gums now are hurting.
Oh
Oh,
hell no, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
We did not send Chris to the hospital. Where's the
Yeah, right. We need to sign your waiver, bro.
the
No,
waiver needs to be
I
signed.
don't recommend this. It's going.
He
The
said,
milk is
"Mama
helping.
didn't raise
The milk
no
is
bitch."
helping.
You
All
said
right.
the milk's helping?
Real quick,
Mhm.
as Chris is
Milk,
suffering,
he's been
let's-
drinking it the whole thing.
Feel sorry for you, bro. I'm sorry. Boy,
This
you
is
over
what
there
it
turning
takes to
red.
be on the podcast permanently. You have to
Wait.
do the shit like this to be accepted.
Did you tell your girl?
Uh-oh.
He got up. He
Chris
went
has
away.
now exited the podcast.
No, we're good. We're good. I almost coughed it up because it hurts my throat.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh, bro.
The hiccups, man, they're gonna come. I watch other people do this shit. I ain't doing it.
Chris, I want you to break down what you see here with Brandon.
Yeah, break it down, Chris.
Break it down. You got this, bro. Look at his face.
You can't even think.
Wait, hold on. Look
Oh
at him.
man.
Bro, play it. Go.
I can't believe you did that.
That is some white people activities, bro.
Bro,
people
you'll
activities.
never ask me to do that.
All right. Do your thing, Chris.
Oh man.
Just conditioning, bro. Oh well, the posing too.
You think it's posing good or sucks?
Yeah.
He's going too quickly in the beginning poses, but definitely needs to be drier. His fullness is insane. His shape is insane. He has it all. It's just, yeah, I think it's just a dryness thing.
Let's peel there, fuck.
Yeah, but he could still be crispier. He could still have detail, and that's going to come with his time. But his size,
Muscle maturity.
Yeah. Damn, my mouth is on fire.
I
I'm
think
sorry.
Brandon has one of the most underrated physiques in the IFBB right now. I think typically he's known for his conditioning. When we did Optimum together, he was pretty peeled. I don't think he's a
But you gotta understand this is added size for Brandon. And again,
That's why I wanted to cover him.
I wanted to of course I told him to, of course, make me proud. Unfortunately he didn't.
Yeah, because we expect so much more from him, with the physique that he has.
But here's why I say that. And because I love to reflect, right? I just wish he never shut the shit down last year.
That was the biggest mistake.
It's the biggest mistake. I don't know.
So again, I may not be the genie, voodoo, or whatever it is, but I know when I see a physique to not shut it down.
Yeah.
I just know.
Especially when you're so close and beating Olympians. You know what I'm saying?
And he was on fire, like Chris's mouth. Pause. And the thing is,
water.
He said pause.
So the thing is I just wish he would have kept going because it would have only propelled him to be better already. He would have been lights out at this show if he would have did it. If he would have, because guess what? He would have qualified for the O. He would have got better going into the O. He would have had a health phase, whatever the case may be, and then he would have got back on and grew into the show. And his peak and polished physique would have been crazy here. Absolutely crazy to me in my eyes.
Drew, what do you see here?
So obviously he gained a lot of size, and this was my concern with him because when I see his, updates leading into the show, he still has massive legs. He's a very dense guy. And I knew with me struggling with the cap, he was going to struggle with the cap because I believe 3 weeks out, he was still like 214 or something wild. And I'm like, okay, well, you could get to the cap, but that doesn't mean you're going to maintain that look.
What's his weight cap?
So obviously 202, same as mine.
Damn.
And he's a very dense, thick guy, and just as far as like the bones as well. And I know he trains for size, but there comes a point to where you gain so much size.
But go back to that, right?
You're gonna lose a lot of the proportions, especially when you flatten out to make that weight cap and then only having a day. His body right now, with how he looks, he probably have to be 210 at least, like carved up to be at his best, because he was flat. It wasn't a conditioning thing, because you could still see his abs and how detailed and everything it was. I truly thought he looked better on the left here, and
that's why I told him to go back. That's why I told him to go back.
Improvements.
And the thing is, I know he's super proud of the improvements, right? but that left picture is still better than this right picture.
Even his quads. Look at the quads from the front. You know, like they're sweeping so much more. There's a lot of things that he improved on that he didn't even need to improve on. And it's what I had
But
to
now
really
it's
do to
just his.
cut back
But
on
now his
myself.
body just needs that time, which he shouldn't have never took the time off.
He needs to, I would say, go back to just refining what you already have and not push for size anymore. Like, no reason to get, you know, in his offseason walking around 235, 240 at 5'10, and he's still in shape at that. And,
Look, Drew,
you know, the thicker he gets,
look at these two pictures really quick. Where I'm talking about the dryness is look at the upper trap triangle he has there.
Exactly.
That will show
it's just
everything.
deeper. Yeah, it's
And that
deeper.
lower
And I
back,
still
look
think
at the
he
lower
needs to be
back.
drier than even on the left.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the end of the day,
he has everything. You know, it's just
he
bringing that
has it
condition.
all. But he just should have kept going, because when we talk about, he could have got even better, this Miami on the left would have been absolutely nutty at the next show he would have did.
Yeah, let's look at him. I think this was last year.
He might hate me for this, but I think he would have an even
That shit is
crazier
cold
looking
right
classic.
You said classic?
So I posed him with, you know, pretty much in briefs to where he's had his glutes and doing back double biceps and back lat spreads. And I'll tell you what, this was after he did Miami last year, because I went to go visit him after I went to Toronto. We got some workouts in, and his body just wants to grow right after a show. Like, he literally blows up in his fullness. There was a video, if you go down, and he was at, I think, MI40, that one gym in Tampa, to where he's in like a back double bicep.
He was more crispy there than at the show.
Yeah, let me see. Keep going. I'll tell you when I see it here, because it was really impressive.
I trained with him at MI40. We were hitting back.
A little bit more here. I actually recorded the one with him in the orange shorts that you just passed up. So I was with him when here was another one, but he had it to where he was like in his briefs and you could see his glutes and everything. It's not this one. Let me see. I just think he has the muscle bellies, the proportion, the shape, the structure to be very dominant in classic. You know, it'll take him time, but
he has the structure for sure. There's no doubt about that one. No doubt about that.
And with his physique, you could tell that his body wants to grow. He's a hard train. He trains very, very hard. You know, he pushes himself, and there comes a point to where you can't just do what you want to do and improve what you want to improve. You got to improve what the criteria for the sport wants. For me, not training legs was very difficult for me. You know, I still have them, but they're not like what they used to be. Even like in this Olympia shot here, that's when I was training them. But in order to maintain this look with this weight cap and improving my back, you know, I'm adding density to my back. So let's say it's 3 or 4 pounds in my back. It needs to come out of somewhere.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm trying to make that weight cap. And, you know, right, being at 202 is, you know, maxed out every year. You just got to refine what you have and then just make what you don't have improve. And then the things that are already strengths, it's why keep improving them and nailing them. So I think his biggest thing is put on too much size, right? And now cutting back, he struggled with being flat. We weren't able to see the improvements that he had because he was flat. So I don't think he'll be able to fill out to where he nails his peak, because he put on so much size. Like I said, he'd have to be 210, 212 on stage to really show off, you know, a full physique for
if he mainstreamed his physique back down, it'll look crazy. And just don't lose all. I wouldn't say don't lose all the improvements, but just tone it back down just slightly and just polish it up. He'll be all right.
I thought he was the biggest guy on stage at Miami.
Yeah.
He said that Andre Dieu was, and I'm like, yeah, as far as taller and he has showy muscles. I said, but if you look at him with your thickness all around top to bottom and how much proportionate you are, you're the thickest. Even his neck, bro, he's built like a football player. He's got that thick neck. Like, I'm like, bro, you got so much density that you have the body type for classic more so than physique.
It's ready.
Opinion.
All right.
Especially when it keeps growing.
Aaron, you got jump?
No.
All right. Let's run through this real quick. I'm going to give some love to the upcoming shows this week. Let's give some quick predictions. We'll do a top 5.
Oh, there's a lot. I didn't see this
there
yet.
Was more shows. We
didn't
even cover the other shows.
Oh, there's so many shows to cover. That's what I'm saying. Like,
what show did Morrow do? Is that Poland? Like, I don't even see the results of it. Like, I don't even know what shows are what.
Jeffrey just won.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Darko. Yeah.
I want to give some
Another
love.
85 pro wins for Ariel, man. It's fucking
Hey,
crazy.
update. Aaron was right about the stomach thing. This chip messes your stomach up.
What?
I'm
Oh,
telling you.
the I
It gives you
forgot
like
you had it.
the reflux, like hiccups, like you're saying. It keeps coming up.
Yep. You finna be doing. It's okay. It's
All right,
okay.
let's give some real quick love to Jeffrey Darko. He's a legend. Anybody knows him? Great guy, great personality, great knowledge.
Story's crazy. Story's
And-
crazy. Y'all know the story?
No, we gotta have him on the podcast so he can tell a story.
My guy was a convict.
A what?
Convict.
Really?
Y'all have not listened to this boy's story? It's on his page.
No,
You gotta
no,
go
no.
to his page.
I want to have now. Now we gotta have him on to talk.
I'm not even gonna spoil it. I'm gonna let him. We got to get him on the podcast and let him explain it.
All right, that'll be dope. But nonetheless, he took some time off. I know he had some health concerns in the past, and he surprised everybody. I don't think he announced the fact that he was doing a prep, jumped into it, and got it done in the first show.
Oh, he was prepping. That nigga was prepping.
I like that because I'll see guys and you won't even know like they're prepping because maybe they
And
don't
next thing you
post it, they
know,
don't show a lot. Next thing you know,
but
it's
he
like
didn't
they're
show
at a
what
show. It's
shows
like,
he
holy
was
shit.
doing. He didn't tell people what shows he was doing, but
Aaron,
he was
He's got a
prepping.
dope look, dude. That's like a men's physique look when I think of men's physique, and he's got the height, and he's improving a lot
What,
as well.
Alex?
help him with his fucking post, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, if
He can open up even more.
If he posed better, bro would be.
It would be a problem.
Like he'd be a big issue.
He's freaky as fuck, dude. I didn't even see this video.
Yeah, he's freak. Look at like if he can just fix his posing, dude, he would be so
straighten that knee.
Jeffrey, hit me up. I'll pose you for free and I'll get you right.
Jeffrey, please.
That's how much potential you got. That's how much potential you got, like to where small changes and just the rocking around and getting into the pose because he's not showing his physique to its maximum. Like you could kind of tell one lat's higher than the other and stuff. And sometimes it feels right and you practice it, but then you're just practicing the wrong thing so often that it's a habit.
And I know it's another show, but yeah,
Joe, yeah.
Okay, so guys, there was controversy about this show. The guy who plays seconds here on the right, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I think it's him. They have the same shorts. So, I think
what shorts are those?
These are fides.
Fides.
It's based in Asia, so everyone wears them from Asia countries. But regardless, there was some controversy to the fact where the cops got involved. The fact that they think that there was politics in this show.
What?
Yeah.
What are the cops going to do?
Even
if there was.
So that's what I thought. Same thing I said. People said this to me.
Some shit Chris's neighbor would do.
100%.
If he's watching, I don't know you, bro.
What happened?
I don't know who the guy is. I just heard that somebody filed something there, and apparently it's getting reviewed or something. Somebody from this show messaged me about that. So
just reviewing scorecards, like
that's what I'm saying. Like, what can you do by calling?
You can't do shit. It's over
nothing.
Yeah,
Cry me a river tomorrow, just like everybody else do.
But Joe did the same thing. I didn't realize he was even prepping. Kind of popped out of nowhere and got it done.
I had no idea.
He always do them shows over there, though. He don't do no shows in America.
Yeah, nah. What is he, like an 8-time Olympian?
When the last time not the past 3 years
he was going back 7. He said what he was going back for. I think it was the 8th time.
Yeah, I think he's 8 now. But
do you think that like because when I saw some of these pictures, I can't even tell if it was his best or not because I look back at older photos and it just seems like maybe that was just the standard back then. But he's always had a consistent look. I mean, he looks just as good as any other time I've seen him.
I don't think it's his best at all.
You said it perfectly. I think the standard was different back then. People got rewarded back then much differently than who gets rewarded today. I don't know if I worded that right. Like it's different, bro. It's different. They can bring the same physiques then and win. If they bring that same physique nowadays, I think it's this evolution. I think they're
gonna lose.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose.
All right. I know we covered all those shows.
I think that was it.
Yeah, there was like 4 pro shows this weekend. That's fucking wild. But I had to show love to Jeffrey. But all right, quick predictions. Let's lose some followers and then get the hell out of here. So we have so isn't that Bosa?
Yes.
Yep.
And he looks crazy right now.
Yeah,
Bosa, not Nick
he looks
Bosa,
crazy.
Bosa.
Bassa. He looks really good. You have Ryan
He looks
Clark,
crazy.
Travis Cleveland, Kyler Crawford, Devin Cureen, Andre Dayu, Ruben Glass, Joseph Halaby, Shun Kaneko. I think he's coached by Cuts also. He's from Asia as well.
He's
Steven
got a dope look
Kreubler,
too.
yeah. Juan Madrill, Thomas Miller, Antoine Moreau, Ali Nasser, Thomas Riley, Brandon, Gomer, Mike, Frankie, and so on and so forth. I think there's a clear first
If Andre Day, you don't win this show,
It's a problem.
pack it up.
It's a problem.
I hope he doesn't. I want to see him coming to Toronto. He was always one of my favorite guys.
All right. Andre Dayu for the win.
Yes.
Ryan Clark second. Bassa third. Ruben Glass fourth. And Shun fifth.
Shun.
Yeah. Bro, I'm gonna get in trouble for this shit. I hate reading off names.
Quit.
Edvin Palmyra.
Quit. Okay, quit.
Is she bitching?
No, she's trying to eat something she ain't supposed to be eating. Quit. That's for me, not for you.
Yeah.
She's making me food and she's over there trying to.
Yeah,
No,
Alex,
you
looking
don't
through
do
this,
that.
I'm pretty close to the same as you. I don't know a couple of these other names on here, so
I think
I can't say for them. But what happened last weekend? I mean, there can be some guys that shake it up. So who knows? But I'm on the same page as you on that.
Frankie?
I'm trying to figure out. I need a message. What's it? Well, the list is already out.
Yeah, Kyler.
Like,
Kyler can
if
do
I-
who jumps up there.
I like Ruben's physique a lot, though.
All right.
A lot.
And he's hitting this year like never before.
He's hitting
Ever.
so
I've never seen him that dry. Like it looks like he's doing something he's never done before, and whatever that something is, it's working for him. So, and he's getting better with time too. Seeing his updates, it doesn't look like the same guy.
Drew, who you got?
I got Andre Dayu 1, 2. I'm gonna put Ruben Glass. I think he had structure, fullness, everything, and he's getting tighter. I mean, I'm impressed by him, and it's going to get rewarded because they like to see the improvements. 3, Ryan Clark. 4, Bassa. And 5, let's see here.
I would say Kyler.
I don't know. I'm going to say Kyler.
I like
Actually, 5th, I'm going to put Sean and Kyler 6th. I don't have to do a top 6, but I wanted to have them in there.
Okay.
As far as these other names, I don't know. I know Frankie's always the guy that's in the mix as well, but he hasn't competed in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the 6 I got.
All right. Aaron, you got Andre Dayu for the win?
Yeah, I do.
You got second. That's the key question. You got Ryan Clark. You got Ruben Glass. Bassa.
Bassa's got a good look. I just think he's another guy that put on a lot of size that, it's.
I think Bassa looked really good when he I forget what show.
Yeah.
He looked really good. Tons of potential. Aaron making a business deal right now. That's what he's doing.
I already did that. But I think, I don't know, I'll just go Andre Dayu.
It's got to be Ruben, Ryan, that's Bassa, Shun Yan.
The thing is, I know who's judging it.
Who's judging it? Is it
TK.
Okay.
Who?
Patrick?
TK.
Oh, TK.
Derek.
Oh.
So Andre Dayu, Ryan Clark 2. I'm just saying. I mean, no insults to anybody or anything. Ryan's got a dope physique. He's been running the gauntlet. I just feel like
Ryan has been in front of them like a lot.
No, exactly. And it does play a role, and that's the hard part about judging and being biased and trying to be unbiased because you still
let me see that list for
are
more
going to be biased to a certain degree.
Chris,
I know this is a hard one, man. There's a lot of guys that are in that same range as far as like where they're at in Olympia.
Ryan's very consistent too, so
he is. All right. Chris.
Dayu, Ryan, Bosa, Ruben. And I'm gonna go out on a whim for this one and go with Kyle.
I like that. I can see it.
Kyle's another guy that everybody's getting better. You know, he's another guy that, you know, he's grainy. He's just going to keep getting fuller because they're going to get that protocol down. And he's still with cuts, right?
Yeah. Forever.
You didn't say anything in this podcast that I could like clip it and then like put for our thumbnail.
That's good because every time I do, these niggas be out here crying like crybabies.
I already told you. He said he was getting fourth.
All right. We gotta stop using branding because every time, bro, somebody's in the comments saying something.
Yeah, and I don't understand. There was no hate. I mean, I got a picture with him at New York, told him how great he looked. I mean, just because I thought that it was going another way doesn't mean I'm like, oh, well, so and so should have got it. It just what I thought, and you know, it's dope that he won. He's just getting better too. So he needed that going into the Olympia, you know, kind of seeing how fast his body's changing, getting those cobwebs off like we always talked about. You know, I was happy for him. He deserved it. I'm not going to ever say somebody doesn't deserve it. You know, there's no beef with anybody on here. You know, like Aaron clarified.
Have opinions on what we think. We all have a different opinion on what a perfect physique looks like as well. So,
yeah, and it's not just preference. It's also like when you look at these shows, like, you know, you look at complete, like, we talked about, there's no real look anymore. It seems like it's not just about the best back. It's not just about the best front, you know, but there are guys with really good fronts and weaker backs that are winning shows against guys that have, you know, more complete front and back ratio. Right. But it's not just about that anymore. It seems like they are looking at, it's like a specific look that they want now. And that's cool, you know, but we give our opinion on it.
Oh man. This year,
there's no look. I know that you say that they're looking for a specific look, but there's really no look.
No, but they're
just looking for
complete
balance.
Not even that. Because people who win
I think there's a lot of things that there's always somebody that lags something. The least amount of weak points is what I always kind of preach. And you look at Ryan Terry, and
but you also got to think about
Olympia was that
who's entering these shows. You know what I mean? That's all these judges have to look at. That's all they got. So it's not. It can be like, oh yeah, now they're looking for this. Well, that's all they got in fucking front of them.
Yeah,
like regardless if they're peeled or not, or complete or not, or better back or not, like it's what they have to judge that's right in front of them. You can't just automatically, well, our look is Aaron Banks. Aaron Banks, are you in the crowd? Let's throw you on stage and you win. No, that don't work. So it's literally what they're judging right in front of you, in front of their faces.
And that's the thing. I think that's why I love getting in front of Tyler. He tells you straight up like what he wants to reward. Any show, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter, like you said. It's not just structure. If you have a great structure, but everything else is missing, you're not going to be in that conversation, right? So I think it's more of a balance of everything. And I think you see that as when Ryan finally nailed that back, like he brought it up, he got rewarded. He found that balance. So I don't know, man. This Olympia is exciting. Are you guys, well, obviously you guys are competing. Chris, you going?
Yeah, I think my girl's going to do the Olympia amateur.
Oh,
so.
shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Dope.
So we'll see.
We got to have a girlfriend episode or significant other episode.
Yeah, I know we talk about it. That's a little bit different here that, you know, we got to throw in there and get their opinions, maybe a prediction or something. And it'd be cool for I wish the Olympia was closer because obviously they're all going to have, you know, us, you know, in the mix. But, you know, my girl, she follows it.
Bro, what, 20 weeks?
20 weeks. It's 20 weeks.
Yeah.
20 weeks. That's just close as hell.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. I want to talk about the Olympia list next week because there's so many names there already. It's wild. It's wild. Mm-hmm. All right, fellas. As always, I appreciate you. Chris, how's your face feeling?
It's like my lips out here, my gum line.
Taking it good, man. I didn't expect it to be like this. My girlfriend thought that you were going to be freaking out and shit. She's like, I'm going back downstairs. I'm like,
that's not.
I drank milk for the past.
Wait until we get off this damn. Wait till we get off this.
We're getting a text tonight. We're getting a text tonight.
See, white people, they do crazy shit, but they can handle it. I'm telling you what. Our pain tolerance is high, bro.
Wait till we get on that toilet. We finna be
Hey,
hauling a whole other.
It's not going to be good because I feel it
we
down
need
in my
we need
stomach
an
right now.
update. We need an update.
Yeah, we
I
need to
will.
tonight.
I will. It's
All
like
right.
it's like hiccuping out, like you said. It's like
Don't
it comes
don't
up and I,
send
like, it's all
visuals.
like this.
Yeah,
Don't send
no.
visuals.
No
Don't
visual.
send visuals.
Hey, I already showed you at the gastro earlier. That's
It'd
why
be
I said
like
I was
shitting
staring at the
blood.
gastroenterologist. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm getting
Golly.
my hernia surgery done hopefully next week.
This is
Oh,
gonna
dope.
kill your C diff.
My what?
You don't know what that
Yeah,
is?
what the hell are you talking about?
Oh man, you went to the
You
gas.
see this?
Yeah, it's a gut thing. Never mind.
Oh, I don't care, dude.
All right, fellas.
Oh.
I appreciate y'all, man. Chris, we appreciate you, dude. Drew, what are you, 2 weeks out?
12 days.
12 days. Wow.
I'm going to tell you what, man, I've never been more excited for a show in my life. I'm more excited, just because, like I said, my mindset's in the right place for this prep. I got everybody in my corner that I need. I have days that, are a struggle, but every day is pretty much going to always be like that when you're in prep. So if you're not doing something right, it's inevitable. But I'm looking more forward to this show than anyone, just because, winning it last year, going in a show, you already kind of have the atmosphere in your head, where things are at, it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
you visualize it. And every day when I feel like shit and go to the gym and just cardio and I feel dead and fatigued, I just visualize being called like, the back-to-back champ, and that's what I work for. That's what I've been putting this time in for. And, I'm just super excited to show a look. It's not only just about winning a show anymore. It's about showing Tyler Mannion the improvements that I've made and be like, hey, bro, I heard you. This is what we're doing. And presenting a package that is worthy of a top 10 at the Olympia. And I'm very, very confident with this look that it's definitely going to put me on the map that in a position that I've never been in before. So I'm just looking forward to all the positives of it. Being able to chop it up with you guys every week makes this a lot easier for me. I was bummed out yesterday when you couldn't make it. So hopefully the basketball game went all good, bro. But
he scored
we're able
17.
to do this every week. There you go.
Shooting his
there you go.
threes.
Yeah, it's just, you start looking forward to it and you get in the structure and it's like, it takes away some of the I don't know, the thoughts in your head and whatnot when you're sitting there. It gives me something to do and kind of chop it up. And you guys all understand what prep is like. So it definitely helps me a little bit. And
100%.
It's never to just talk about myself or whatnot. It's just being able to bullshit about other things and doing, coverage on other guys and whatnot. So it's going to be a good time. I'll definitely update you guys when I'm out there. I'm going to fly back to Chicago on Monday because I'm going to be riding up there with my family. I know Ariel's coming as well. Maria's going to be flying out there Saturday because she has to take care of the dogs here. And then, it's pretty much it. And it's just game time. I'm going to enjoy it, make some good memories. And, hopefully after get a meal in with Ariel and my family. And that's the biggest thing. Just I visualize like just kind of sitting there, like, we did it. I'm never going to believe anything or take it for granted until that trophy's in hand. But, I visualize all these things. We got to have something to work towards. And just because I won it last year doesn't mean I'm coming in here and just think that it's a wrap. It's not. I'm really pushing myself to just level up, man. I'm so excited. You probably hear it in my voice. Like I'm just amped for it.
Excited to see the improvements, man. We are.
Yep.
All right, fellas.
Now or never.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We appreciate y'all. If you are doing cardio right now, amp it up. We appreciate the support continuously. Make sure you comment below. Keep the conversations going. And until next week, fellas, we'll talk to y'all.